Sorry, Navya, please go ahead.
Okay, so for the logo or the emblem of the company, it's not done by any designer who sat or brainstormed the idea for the logo, but the concept was taken from the personal anecdote of the Enzo. With the way back in 1923, when Enzo won a race, he met Countess Pauna, who was the mother of Francisco Baraka. And Enzo, the mother suggested Enzo to use a black horse on his car as a luck factor, which was actually painted on Baracca's plane. Baracca was a commander of Italian Air Force. So in 1929, when the logo was developed on the first Scuderia Ferrari, it has gone through many minute changes over the years. Very next slide. Yeah. Uh, the logo has gone through many minute changes over the year, but the main concept remained the same. The use of tricolor of the Italian flag and the horse and the background yellow color. So the flag was put to define that the company belongs from the Italy, and the canary yellow color is the color of Modena, which is the birthplace of Enzo, and where the first headquarters of the Ferrari established. So the changes I have noticed is that the original horse, which was painted on the plane, was redesigned by the Enzo by making the face and tail upward and changing the angles of the legs a bit. He also added some white lines to the horse, which was actually a flat horse in on the plane. So these changes gives a sense of motion to the horse character and a speed, a high build up and high performance to the character, which is all about the company, is that it produces the fastest and speediest cars in the world, racing cars. The typo used to write Ferrari in the emblem is Ferrero Rosso, which was designed by Michael Hegman. I personally like the typo of Ferrari more than the SF written, because the curves and the serifs in the Ferrari text goes well with the character of horse. It gives a feel of solidarity and a uniformity to the whole emblem. So yeah.
So what students, what we're going to now do is, till now we were giving a certain inputs and feedback from our end. Now that we've had these two sessions and you understood, we've discussed a lot of things, we want the students to be giving the feedback. Whatever it is, you've probably found something interesting, you think that the person presenting could have elaborated more onto certain aspects, or anything that you observe that you like or you don't like, you should start commenting now. So please, whoever wants to go can go, or else we'll have to pick names and do that, which we don't want to. So go ahead, whoever.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I liked the logo because every element has some meaning, even the colors that are chosen and the flag and everything. But I think that the horse, it has some details, like we can see the white part as in the highlights they have added. So I wanted to actually see how it looks on the cars, how the logo actually is there, because like I would like to see the usage of the logo if there's some picture.
Okay, so and more than ma'am used to tell to the student who is presented. So it's a suggestion that Navya could have added the vehicles or any other products probably where you could see the logo
Yeah,
on it.
they have pictures. Vedi, can you just move like for the slide?
Are you not showing them? Don't end the
I was
presentation.
just going to.
There you go, Sakshi.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see it? Thanks, Navya.
Welcome.
Anybody else from the ones who are not speaking? Mohil, what is your feedback? Mohil, are you there? Have you seen the presentation? Okay. How about
Basically, I need to mark Mughal absent.
yeah? If he doesn't reply in another 30 seconds, you can.
Yeah,
You should.
because I was at Mughil's this thing. I was looking at the participants and I was doing the attendance. So Mughal would be absent, which means
Yeah. I guess he's still not, and he's not even putting it on the chat.
okay. Then I'm putting a message in the group for them.
Mohil, are you there? If there's some audio glitch, then please put it on the chat.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I was connecting my mic.
Okay, and okay, so then I want you to first give the feedback, and then probably we can have the attendance taken of you. Did you see this presentation?
No, ma'am, I was down. I just came when you were calling.
So you did not look at the presentation.
No.
So then
I was there
what?
when she started. I was just out for like 3 minutes. I started when she was telling about the plane.
No, but then why? We already started the class late. I mean, this could apply to all other students also. When we begin the class and when there's a presentation going on, you're expected to be behind the screen. And if you're excusing yourself, I would even request you to either leave the meeting or put it on the chat that you need to be excused for it. We've also told you if you guys want to take a break, you tell us. But we started the class late, so I'm wondering where were you off to for that even 3 minutes or 4 minutes that is.
Okay, I just.
Anyhow, next person. I want Navya. Sorry, not Navya. Rhythm to comment on this. Is Rhythm there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Okay. Can you please give your feedback and input? I think she got interrupted by somebody.
Ma'am,
Yes. Till then, can Devanshi Shukla give feedback on this? And now I'm going to put on the chat. So after every presentation, those students will have to comment. So please be prepared and be there throughout the presentation. If not, you can leave the meeting by all means. No forcing. If you don't want to be in the class, feel free to leave. There's no problem at all. Devanshi Shukla, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can we have your feedback? Did you look at the presentation too now?
I also want to see. I also want to see Devanshi. Can you just switch on your video because I don't know the face behind the name.
Yes, ma'am.
Face, yeah. Okay, this is Devanshi. Fine. I was not able to connect the face and the name together. That's why I asked you to switch on. Okay, like Reena is saying, give feedback.
I really like the details of the horse, like the white lines. And ma'am, I was disconnected between.
Okay, and Vedi, I'm just going to ask you to stop sharing the screen for a minute, and I want all of you to turn on the video. All of you. And the ones who cannot turn on the video need to leave the meeting. And if they have major network issues, should already inform us and put it on the chat. Quickly, this has to be really quickly because then we need to start with the presentation. Divyam, Nikki, Sia, Gargi, Sakshi, Shah, Sakina. Ankit Siddher, Gargi, Divyam, quickly. Has Mohit gone again somewhere?
No, ma'am, I'm here. I was connecting my camera.
I'm going to repeat for the last time. Divyam, Ankit, Gargi and Sakshi Shah.
Ma'am, I opened the video.
Okay,
Ma'am,
then
even
you're
my
logged in
video-
from your Ankit, you're logged in from two different devices probably. That's why I didn't see you. Okay, so is Divyam. And how about Gargi? Sorry? You were not on the meeting. I'm not able to hear you. Could you please put it on the chat? Okay, so this is going to be first and the last request from my end. I've done this previously also, and I don't choose to say this again and again. If you are interested in participating, you're going to tell that only once. Please participate because it is only going to impact on your own learnings. Secondly, if you do not wish to attend the class, there are no restrictions. By all means, leave the session. Do not turn on the meeting and go away because there are going to be repercussions for that. If you're unwell, if you have a lot of network issues, communicate. Even if it's going to be a genuine issue, we might not be able to believe you if you do not communicate it to us. And it's not fair to us when we are sitting in front of the devices constantly, having the videos on, doing our best and conducting classes. So there's only so much that can be expected out of all of you. So this is the last time that I'm going to say, and then I will take whatever actions that need to be taken. The group can resume the presentation, and I request again all of you to participate and comment on it. I don't want to put on names and have that list to be followed. It should be willingly that you want to comment on something. So let me see if you guys are going to go ahead with that or not, or else I'll have to put in the names on the chat box. Yes, Vede, you can share the screen, and Navya, I think she's done, so we can move on to the other student.
So, ma'am, the next company is Porsche. It is a German automobile manufacturer which manufactures high-performance luxury cars, SUVs, and sedan. Basically, it was first an design consultancy company, and it designed few cars for Volkswagen also. But then it started manufacturing its own cars. So the company was started in 1931, and the founder is Ferdinand Porsche. But the logo was designed in 1951. So till that time, only the word mark Porsche was written and the emblem was not there. Oh, so about the designer, this controversy that who the designer is not clear. So the Americans believe that it is Ferry Porsche, the son of Ferdinand Porsche, who designed the logo on a napkin when he was meeting with an American distributor, Max Edward Hoffman, and the Germans believe that it is Franz Xavier Rampels, who is also the designer for Volkswagen VW logo, and they think that it is he who designed the logo. So it is not clear who actually designed it. Ready, next. So the Porsche emblem logo is basically a shield, which is divided into 4 quarters. The opposite 2 quarters are stylized deer antlers, and the 2 other are red and black strips. So the whole logo is a homage to the place where it comes from, which is Stuttgart. It is a city in Württemberg, and the first headquarters was situated there. So and in the center is another shield in which the horse is there. So Stuttgart is famous for its stud farms or horse breeding farms. So the horse is taken from there, and the deer antlers and the red and black strips are from coat of arms of People's State of Württemberg, which is like a crest or seal which symbolizes or differentiates families and knights of that particular area. So the whole logo is it's a symbol from where the company originated, and it has nothing to do with motors or automobile. Very next. So the deer antlers and the red and black stripes are from coat of arms of Free Peoples of State of Württemberg, and the horse is of coat of arms of Stuttgart. Both of these elements are then combined to make the Porsche logo. And to differentiate that people do not confuse it with those because the elements are same, they all added the name Porsche on top of the emblem. along the years, the logo has not changed much, only the size. And the red stripes were reddish orange, and now it is red. And I think it makes the logo more iconic and easy to remember because it has not changed as much. So the Porsche word mark, there's another typeface 911 Porsche which was designed for this particular reason. The designer was Kurt Weidman. He has designed another corporate identities like many similar to Porsche. So these were the products or merchandise in which the emblem is used or the word mark is used. I think personally I feel the logo is very small and there are too many details and the shield shape is a little common. Like Ferrari also has it, Lamborghini has it. So it is a little common, but the colors gold, black, red gives a feel of luxury, and the horse also like symbolizes speed and power. So that's good, I guess. And also many of the times the merchandise instead of using the emblem uses the word mark Porsche in the particular typeface. Yes.
Is it the end of this particular logo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any feedback from the students?
Like there is the horse has different color in the background than the other yellow. So do you know why there is different color, like it's not gold, it's just yellowish orange?
No, it is actually the same color.
Can you go back and see it again? Don't mind. So you see there is the yellow of this and of Porsche. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So I think like the middle part is seeming a little dark because that shiny effect is there, but the color is same only.
Okay.
There's a certain gradient to it, even in the flat one, which is not what you see here. I think what Lippy is trying to refer to is the certain gradient that is there.
Ma'am, I was saying the gradient of the horse one is different and the Porsche, what is
Correct.
it?
Yeah.
And both the other thing has different gradients.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, they're much lighter as compared to. It's probably to also center the attention over there, to grab attention over there. That's why it's probably a little more brighter over there as compared to the other yellow parts.
Just very curious, what is the correct pronunciation of this brand?
Ma'am, it's Porsche.
It's Porsche?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are variations. Some people even want to believe or are very adamant on the fact that it's Porsche and not Porsche.
Exactly. I thought it is Porsche.
No, but I think the supposedly the true fans or people who follow automobiles, they believe or they say it's Porsche and not She.
And what is the language that we're looking at here? Which language this word comes from?
Ma'am, I have not looked into that, like where the word came from.
Ma'am,
Yes.
it's a German word.
It's a German car as well, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so must be German word. Okay.
Ma'am, it's basically from Germany, and like European countries, there is always that differentiation between masculinity and femininity between every object and things as well. So
Like
that's
like
where
in
the
our country
origin
also.
of yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, that's where the origin of Porsche and Porsche. Like the Americans, they read it as Porsche only, but the correct pronunciation from Europe and like especially Germany, it's always been Porsche.
Okay. That's educating. Who said that? Anirudh?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Anirudh, for the information.
No problem.
Any
Ma'am,
others?
this
Yeah.
is Rishabh here.
Yes, Rishabh.
I don't have any questions as such, but I initially always thought that the horse in between represented the amount of horsepower the car generates. Like, so, but it was educating and it was new to me also that it's actually a trademark from the place it originates from, that Stuttgart. So I didn't know that before. But is it also a chance that the horse can also be notified, like denote of horsepower? I'm just asking. I'm not sure.
I think the perceiver is. I also thought first the horse represented horsepower, like speed and the strength of it. But the designer is, from his perspective, it's just like from where the company originated.
Okay.
You know, I think this also probably the intention as to what was kept in mind while designing can have different interpretation is precisely this, because it is an automobile that you're referring to. You have that connotation about the specific animal to speed, to motion. So that also works. Maybe that might not be the prior reason to why they must have used it. And now that you know that why it was, what was the intention behind using it, which served other purpose as well. Okay, anybody else, or should we move on to the next?
Yes, ma'am. Sachi, I wanted to ask if the symbol of the logo is even used as much, because this is the first time that I'm seeing Porsche's logo and it has these deer antlers on the horse, because I always associated horse with Ferrari. And if you think about the company, you only get reminded of the typography, like even on their cars. So I wanted to ask that.
In the cars, the emblem is also used, even in the steering wheel. Like many of the merchandise has only the word mark on it, but the emblem is also used a lot.
Do you have some pictures of application of logo, Shachi?
Yes, ma'am. On the next slide.
Yes. Let's see, because that will give clarity. Okay. That's what Rucha's question was, that she's not seen it. I think now we see it. So how old are these images? As in, is this the latest adaptation of logo, or is it, they did it some time back? Because maybe in recent times they have made some changes.
This is the current logo which has been used on all the products.
Yes, ma'am. The logo did not change much along the years. Just the size and the color of the word Porsche on top of the emblem changed. Rest of it is same.
All right. Can we? Okay.
So Audi is a German automobile manufacturer.
I would request the student to please mention their names before they begin the presentation.
Sorry, Kriti here. Kriti Maloo.
All right, Kriti, go ahead.
Audi, my logo is for Audi. Audi is a German automobile manufacturer. It is a wholly subsidiary of Volkswagen.
The company name is based on Latin, which is surname of the surname of the founder, August Horch. So Horch means Audi in Latin, and in English it means listen. Next slide, Vaidehi. Next. About the logo, Horch logo for the company. The logo changed a lot during the years. So Horch logo for the company was the word Audi inscribed in an inverted triangle, and on the top of it, the number 1 in the semicircle resembled gear level. Then the second logo, the second logo of the Auto Union logo was of 4 interlocking rings, and each contains the participating brand. The brands were Audi, TKW, Horch, and Wanderer. Then they became Auto Union AG. The logo was lately changed in 2009 to celebrate Audi's 10th birthday. The chrome color of the Audi is bright and which gives a modern and a sophisticated touch. The current logo released in 2009 shows an improved version of three-dimensional aspects of the ring and a new modern typeface of the Audi text. It is believed that the 4 rings are inspiration from the Olympic rings. The color, I think, according to me, the color of the logo symbolizes the power and the elegance of the brand. It also gives a modern and a classy touch to the entire design. The color also symbolizes the innovation in the technology and the design. The font in the Audi logo in 1997, the sans font was created by Ole Stafford. The font in which the Audi name is written. Next, for the logo initiated for the first time in 2009. In 2009, Meta Design was given the responsibility to design the customized corporate font for Audi, and it was designed by Paul Vanderlon and Peter von Rossmiller. Yeah, that's it. Very next slide, and these are some accessories. So the Audi sometimes uses either the logo or the typeface, and generally on the car floor mats they give the series number, like here it is Audi Q3, so on the mats they use Q3. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, any students would like to comment?
Ma'am, I'd like to ask, in this merchandising photo, the first one where there's a cup, why is there a rhombus before the Audi? Like the main logo is 4 circles, so why is there a rhombus?
Like I got these from the dear.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that quickly. So
I have to check.
do check it and see that, some sometimes on various, if they are merchandises, then they might have a certain, like a sub part to use visually. So find out what it is there, and if, I think what you also probably could have added here is the car itself and how it looks on it more than the merchandises, I feel, because
I have added 2 cars.
so okay, again, one has to be mindful of what sort of image. Here, the focus is not at all on the logo, but the product, right? So you could have gotten that angle, which would give us a better view.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Ma'am.
To Kriti, not ma'am.
Sorry, Kriti, could you go to the slide where you have the 4 logos?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a doubt about the typeface. Like right now, the D looks like an inverted 6. So is it like some significance, specific significance, or the typeface is like that?
No, the typeface is like that.
Could you tell us the name of the typeface?
The name is not given, but it's only it was only mentioned that it is a sans font.
Okay, thank you.
It is a what font?
Sans font.
Sans serif, basically, she means. Sans serif meaning which is without a serif. So SANS is.
Yeah, so you have to say the entire term and then use it. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, Kriti, so you mentioned that the 4 rings of the logo have been inspired from the Olympic rings. So is there any significance as to why that inspiration has been taken that has to do something with the brand?
Hello?
Anybody else can also answer if they know about it, are well aware about it. Kriti, so can you, but even who are not part of the group can also answer if you know the answer.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, they Olympic inspiration. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, the 4 rings dedicate the 4 companies which are merged, like Audi, DKW, Hodge, and Wanderer.
Ma'am, I think it has been inspired from Olympic rings, because even in the like the 5 rings in Olympic, this show some kind of association, I guess. So she mentioned that 4 companies, they came together. So I guess again to show the association is why they have taken inspiration.
It's a mergence, right? Like the interlocking of it, them being connected. They could very well be separate also, but the fact that they are interlocking, and when we see how it has progressed from 1932 to the current ones, there is you can reflect that it is somewhere it is related to what was there previously. So of course it has a high resemblance to the Olympics logo, but not necessarily the inspiration is drawn from there, but perhaps it is to what they had already created and it's what they're using. Or maybe during that time they got inspired and that's how they came about. But the other elements have gone and it's become more simplified. But as I said, whether it's although other 4 which have come together. That's why the interlocking of it, and which then has just been refined to the current times, the 2009 one, which we see. Yeah, anybody else?
This is Rishabh here. My question was, in the first logo, you mentioned that on the top of the inverted triangle where the text is written, that's one. But I didn't quite catch what the significance of that dome was.
The significance of what? Sorry.
The dome, like you said, it's a number one on top of a domed surface, like a semicircular surface. So I just wanted to know what that signifies.
I think
The entire one structure, it's kind of like it's made in the resemblance of a gear lever, like the gears you have in your car, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's for the resemblance for that.
Okay, fine. Thanks for that.
Okay, I think we can move on to the next student.
A Lamborghini is an Italian brand which manufactures luxury sports cars and SUVs, and it was started by Ferruccio Lamborghini in 1963. And the main objective of the company was to produce a refined grand touring car which will compete with powerful marques in the market such as Ferrari. The logo of the logo of the Lamborghini is the golden bull, ready for bullfights, which is depicted on the black shield of the golden title Lamborghini. So the Lamborghini logo represents firstly the founder zodiac character, which was Taurus and which is represented by a bull. And also Ferruccio loved bullfights, so the cars as well as the logo were inspired by bulls. Even some of the cars were named after the bulls breeds, such as Miura, Espada, Diablo, and many more. Lamborghini cars are also known as famous bulls. The bull represents consistency, fortitude, and power, and the golden bull, which is used in the symbol, depicts excellence and wealthy tradition of the manufacturer, and the black color reflects its power, prestige, elegance, and integrity. The Lamborghini landmark, which appears on the back of its car, is written in a calligraphy style, font called La Machina, designed by Michael Hagman, which I think goes really well with the brand, since the logo emphasizes more on power and prestige of the car through the logo, whereas this type used in the word mark depicts the elegance of the brand. According to me, the logo very well represents the brand, since though it had a classical emblem design style of shield, but the bulls clearly represent that the company what the company stands for. And I think the snorting bull clearly demonstrates the power of the car and engine, which is the main focus of the car and what the company wants to serve to you. And even the colors that are chosen shows the some kind of richness of the brand. It shows elegance and power at the same time. It somehow feels that they want to show that they are the best in the market. And another thing is that Ferruccio Lamborghini had a serious rivalry with Ferrari, and even while starting the company, he had come in his mind to compete them. So there is lots of controversy regarding that they have like copied the style of the logo while making them, and yeah. And even during these years, there hasn't been any change in the logo. They have been using the same logo since 1963. And there is this controversy if this is designed by Paolo Rambaldi or Ferruccio Lamborghini himself.
Is that the end?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, students, whoever wants to comment, ask questions.
This is Rishabh here. First off, I just like to say that I really like the presentation in this part. You really incorporate a lot of information and were able to convey it well. Just had one question. Like you said that the bull in the emblem symbolizes the owner's love for bullfights and also his zodiac character. I was just wondering that if it also represents like what Lamborghini was, because if I'm not wrong, Lamborghini used to produce tractors before and after his kind of fallout with Enzo Ferrari. Yeah, so does the bull also represent that side of it? Like it was an agricultural thing before, since cows and bulls are used like for agriculture.
Yeah, so they used to produce tractors before the cars, but while making the cars, they had clearly in mind, because in 1962, before the company was produced, the owner fell into love for bullfights, and it was a coincidence that it was his zodiac zodiac was Taurus, so it was like a perfect coincidence for him to make the logo out of the bulls. So before that he was not that into bulls, but after that he was like he wanted to put bulls in the logo because it showed power as well as what he stands for.
Okay, thank you.
There is one more theory about the Ferrari and Lamborghini, that the Enzo once teased the Lamborghini owner that you always produce tractors and that villager kind of thing. In that rivalry, Lamborghini started its car and producing cars, and the bull also shows that it has much more power than Ferrari.
Yeah. So even that theory is that they both, like, there were lots of controversies that they used same kind of shield kind of logo with an animal to show what they stand for. So there were lots of controversies, like people making controversy out of it.
So what
Go ahead.
what I observed was like they presented three luxurious cars, but the logo that was the most eye-catching is this because of its simplicity and the color contrast that is being created here. There is a thread of commonness between all of these, be it the form or the placement, or the shiny, the gradient feel to it, but still the Lamborghini logo stands out for me.
And what is the other common thread? It could, yeah, go ahead. If you see most of the till now, whatever the presentation we saw for the automobile ones, what is a common thread that seems to be visually getting depicted?
Okay, so what I found common was use of a strong animal to depict power, then use of this shield as in to embed things in it, like a boundary or maybe something like that. Then use of a typeface, different typefaces, one in the shield and one as their brand name, and also the gradient feel to the logo. So this is what I found common between all of these.
Yeah, so and very clearly visible also, you see that because they were competition to each other, I think barring Audi, we saw most of them having an animal which gets represented as powerful or to signify motion and speed. As well. I think yesterday when we saw Jaguar also, right? So the animal being one of the representation of symbolizing something, of suggesting something. And as Sakshi mentioned right now, that why this particular logo probably stands out the most is because most the others have too much going on, whether different two ways of using the type, or colors, or little other elements also which have been used, and creating that emblem to depict a certain kind of or targeting a certain kind of audience, and the kind of where the brand wants to have its product catered to. So I hope all of you are understanding more than just even the way Lamborghini. I'm surprised that there were no alterations for this particular logo in such a long time, which is quite surprising and interesting at the same time. So yeah, anybody else? Yes, who's that?
Ma'am, this is Vedai only. Ma'am, I really like how you used very calligraphy style for the word mark. Because that is very different from Ferrari as well as Porsche, because they have very kind of a proper font style type of word mark, and kind of this calligraphy style shows how elegant it is, contrary to the logo, which is very rough and tough, which shows kind of feel to it. So
I think the USP of this logo is the posture of the bull. It in itself is such a strong posture that even the typeface is very simple. Is a very simple sans serif font, but the posture of the bull speaks how powerful and how luxurious the brand is.
Exactly. If you see the detailing of it, how the contour of it, if you go to observe a little more in detail, it really brings out a certain kind of texture also, and wants you to get emphasized towards it. And as Sakshi mentioned, the posture really gives away, I think, the strength or powerful and. Yeah. Anybody else who would want to comment?
I would want the students to also look at it from the perspective, the basic principles of graphic design. For example, the two logos which you are appreciating, one is on your screen, and the Jaguar logo. The commonalities that you see is that there is a clear hierarchy which is there, and there is a center of attention which is there. So also observe it from a graphic design perspective, that why something, that those are the basic principles which are being applied in your logo design also, be it a layout, be it a composition, be it anything. So it's being applied in this particular composition of your logo also. So look at it from that perspective as well. So the contrast, if you see the contrast is very strong. Center of attention, your eyes just fall on the bull. Because the way it has been treated, the size of the bull. So all of these things play a very important role for a logo to stand out. So why it is not probably working in Ferrari, why Ferrari is not standing out as much as Lamborghini is, because of some such reasons.
I just had one last question. What is the typeface that is used inside the emblem, the sans serif typeface?
Actually, I didn't get the font which is used.
Okay, fine.
I tried to search for it, but I did not find it.
Okay.
Is this group through?
No, ma'am. Still one more is left.
Okay.
Okay, this is Anirudh here, and I'll be talking about the car brand, Koenigsegg. I don't think many people might have heard of it here, some of the car enthusiasts, they might know, but I'll just give a quick intro of this company. Koenigsegg Automotive AB is based out of Sweden and was founded by Christian von Koenigsegg. His idea for this company is to create high-performance sports car and to be treated as a luxury item and not as a commodity. So go to next slide, please. So this is one of the most famous car models that ever produced, the Koenigsegg Agera RS. Like it's broken many records and has bagged over various Guinness World Book records as well. Next slide. Right, so this is the logo that was designed by Jacob Laffman. Jacob Laffman was actually Christian's childhood friend, and they grew up together. And Jacob became a very successful graphic designer. The company was founded in 1994, and he designed the logo along with Christian. Sadly, however, Jacob passed away in 2002, and the company has used the same logo since then to like till today. So the main inspiration for the logo was taken from the Koenigsegg family's ancestral coat of arms. Christian's family in the 12th century they were part of the Germanic Roman Empire, and they were like you can say knights. They were indoctrinated knights. So they had this coat of arms, which was basically rhombuses, red and yellow colored rhombuses joining together. So the main idea behind the logo was to keep a foothold in traditions as well as the other foot in modernity. So to follow the traditions, what they thought would be appealing to use the coat of arms in their own logo. So that's what they did, and they added their own bit of touch to it. Like you can see there is a bit of three-dimensionality in it in the middle. So like the darker tone on the right, it gives that feeling of a three-dimensionality. One distinct feature which is different from the original coat of arms is the blue outline which was given here. I think it's very stylish and it gives it a very modern aesthetic and look to it. The monogram or the symbol you see on the top of the shield is made from the letters KCC, which actually stand for Koenigsegg CC, the first production car. So basically, this logo was treated not to appeal towards it's not very eye-catching, but in its own way, it's simplistic, elegant, artistic, and it breaks quite many norms like you've previously seen before. Like Sakshi mentioned before, how all these car logos are based around shields and have a common color theme to it, like golden, black, or silver. So the decision to break that norm and use very vibrant, warm, and modernistic colors also gives it that vibe that it's heading towards the future. One other way that the logo also differs from the other logos that we've previously seen is that the company name is not written directly on the logo, like it's associated differently with it. While researching upon the font, I could not find the font designer, but I can say that it's a sans serif font. It's quite elegant, bold, and it has very distinct horizontal cuts in it. Like if you see the letters S and E, you will be able to find them. Apart from that, the underline that has been given, which matches up with the lower part of the G, also seems to be a part of the font and not as an afterthought effect which was given. So, basically, Koenigsegg has been using this logo since 1996, and it has remained constant throughout. Next. So Koenigsegg doesn't believe in accessorizing its own merchandise, but what they do is they apply this logo to their cars and their whatever they built inside their car. The picture in the right is actually the key which unlocks the car, and they offer a wide array of variation and customization to the keys as well. For example, this one is actually made from gold and has diamonds studded in it. So they even with their keys, they are saying that we are a luxury. Our brand is a luxury. Our brand provides luxurious products, and we only cater to the elite. So they've branded themselves to be top tier, one of the top tier companies. the other pictures are basically the logo on the steering wheel and one holding the engine block. That's it. Thank you.
What is the cost of this car? Just very curious.
Ma'am, I mean, there are like a few models, but I think the base one starts at about 10
The base
million.
model. Ah, okay.
And I think that was the price in 2002, like when the first car was unveiled. So maybe it has reduced a bit since then, but yeah.
Okay. Krina, you're on mute.
No, I was just talking to Rahul bhai. There was a question. Yeah, any students would like to comment? Anybody? The ones who've not spoken before.
Anirudh, I have a question.
Okay, yes.
Sakina here. So, what or कौन सी accessories do they make other than the keys and anything like
They don't.
inside the car?
They don't
So,
accessorize.
जो उनका actual logo है वो तो red और yellow color का I guess. So, do they use that actual logo somewhere? Because ये तो थोड़ा monochromatic हो गया ना और उनका actual logo बहुत colorful है तो
Yeah, the actual logo, like I said, it's derived from that coat of arms. Like I tried to look for a picture of that, मेरे को मिला भी, but it's not very practical to put in that presentation. Like it was very low quality and everything. But that design of the rhombuses, that's the actual color they've taken directly from that ancestral coat of arms. So I think they decided to maintain that design aesthetic and color choice because उनका main focus वही था that they want to be traditional as well as modern. So that's that.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I'd just like to comment on this particular presentation. It's interesting how Anirudh, observed the detail. I feel when you're passionate about, it seems to be, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it comes across as if you're passionate about automobiles, and the fact that you observe the detailing and commented that how it has, how the emblem has that borders and hence it is different from the rest of the logos that we saw. So that was an interesting take because it's good, this is what we're expecting also from the rest of the students, that you not only just comment on what you've researched on, and through that you should also be able to compare and see that what the other competitors had done, or how is this setting it apart from what has already been done before. So, and this way, if you observe, only then when you get on to doing and creating a logo, you'll be able to justify or to be able to visualize also and create that sort of distinctiveness from what already is the entire space which is flooded with so much of visuals, to how you are creating something which is different. Yeah, so I just wanted to appreciate that part. Anybody else would want to comment?
Thank you, ma'am.
Is this the last person in your group, or are there more?
Yes, ma'am. This is the last.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Ma'am, I think I'd like to point out that a lot of these cars logos that we saw took a very personal element, something that was really personal to them, or maybe the place of origin or the country, and kind of associated it with an element of speed or elegance or something like that. So yeah, I think that was one observation I had.
Right. So I think, as we discussed probably even yesterday, that at times more than the product, there are personal anecdotes that get reflected into the logo. And however, almost on the similar lines, but here we're making you do a monogram, right? And but trying to get the personal aspect get depicted. So it's a good observation, Prachi, and this is precisely almost on the same lines, but with not other elements, but with typeface. How could you be able to depict that part of an individual? I think you guys can stop sharing the screen now. So I think, yeah, ma'am, you're saying something?
Actually, I was just disappointed to see that people keep walking in and walking out of the class. If there is a problem with your connection, it's important that you inform us and put it in the chat box. The information is not reaching us as to why you are exiting the class again and again. So what we would end up doing is that we would look at the Cisco reports and mark you absent for that particular half of the day, and eventually your attendance is going to suffer. So basically, I mean, like I've been telling you from day one, it's your class. You become the drivers of the class. You tell us what is it that you are enjoying and what is it that you're not enjoying, so that we can tailor make it for you. Okay, we are ready to accept your inputs and implement them as well. Okay, but don't do this. Don't do this. Don't keep exiting the class again and again unless there is something very urgent that you need to take care of, or there is a serious problem of internet. So that's just a request that I have for you all. However, I was a passive listener today, and I really enjoyed all 5 presentations. I was not there in one of them because of connection issues, but congratulations to the group for doing a very thorough study. More participation would be appreciated. The same people keep switching on their mics and talking. I want everybody to participate. I want everybody to show that they are interested and they are listening and they are thinking. So when you talk, it is a reflection that you're listening and paying attention and thinking about it. Okay?
All right. So, ma'am, are we going to begin with presentations tomorrow morning, or?
So that we can put in the group and we can discuss amongst ourselves. They should be ready. They should not wait for anything. They have the entire evening to them. Also, we are not doing continuous sessions. They are getting a lot of time in between also to catch up with whatever is left to do. So I think, and I told them in the morning that you people are adults, you should know how to prioritize your work. So be ready and keep sharing whatever resources that we are telling you to share on the common folder that has been shared with you, so that everybody can access it and learn from it. we'll let you know what we start with tomorrow, because you and me need to have a discussion also regarding that.
Okay, all right.
But
Thank
be
you.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, be ready is what I'm saying. We can start with the presentations first, or we may first discuss your work. So you need to be ready.
All right. We'll call it a day. Thank you, everybody. See you.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Happy working.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
What are you gonna do with the money? Car, purses, travel?
No. I'm gonna get my fucking PhD.
Hey.
Hey.
Thought I heard somebody down here.
Sorry to wake you.
You okay?
I'm fine.
You sure? You look,
Shirley found your checkbook. Individual account.
Oh. You're not gonna tell her, are you? Please. It's just as bad for you as it is for me.
Of course not. You might want to come up with an excuse, though. Make them mistress, something. Secret family. You know, something that's gonna piss her off less than the truth. Oh, hang on. Are you okay? Yeah, just we barely said 2 words to each other. Can you take a second and talk? Hey, believe me, I'm thrilled you called me. I just feel kind of weird about how I left the other night, and then last night I think let me completely ignore me. Yeah? Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Is that what you want to talk about? not exclusively. I mean, I don't know what do people usually talk about. How are you? How was your day? Stuff like that. Well, let's see. My day. I found out that a 9-year-old that I was treating was getting molested by her foster dad. And she buried it so deep she had to make up a monster just to compartmentalize and cope. And she did such a good job that she planted right in my head. I folded like a cheap suit that nobody was questioned by the cops. Yay. And that just means they're always back in the systems. It's a gamble at best. So, you know, good job me. This kid, she built up so many emotional walls. I touched her hand and I didn't even see. She just needed help and no one was listening. And it's so much like Nellie. So, should we talk about your day or would you rather come to bed?
Theo, I need you to get looking down to the car. You get in, lock the doors, don't unlock them until you see me come outside. Do you understand?
What's happening?
Get them to the car. I need to get Steve and Cheryl.
What's happening?
Go. Come on. Come on.
Touch me.
you